Welcome integrating and implementing technology. Today I want to talk to you guys about something found in every classroom, cell phones. Now I know what you're thinking. Every teacher thinks the same thing. Cell phones are the biggest headache that we have to deal with. Truthfully, to many teachers, cell phones are the devil or the bane in the classroom. They cause a lot of work not to be done because we're having to deal with a new distraction that the students have. But keep calm. Trust me, there's a new way we can deal with this. But first, let's look at the problem. What actually happens here? Well, first we'll be talking with the students trying to discuss something. And they'll look at the problem. They're not going to understand it, and they look for an escape. Cell phones are one of the best escape areas that they can go to where they can play games, relax, and not focus on what they don't understand, which then frustrates both us and them, leaving the students confused and unsure of what's going on, falling into the same cycle, leading to us wrestling with the student constantly throughout this time period. But stop. Before you start throwing the cell phones away, I have a way that we could start using these devices. Well, first, if you're in a school like mine, we have very limited resources on computers. Some that work half the time, the other half don't work at all. And so cell phones can be a really good tool to be used. They are miniature computers. Cell phones are growing in popularity every year. Students younger and younger are getting them. Cell phones are becoming cheaper and cheaper and more affordable, so they can become more common for students to have in every classroom. Now, this doesn't mean we should give up, say we need to get rid of cell phones altogether in the school. We just need to explore a different path of learning. Let's first look at what cell phones can do. Modern day cell phones can let students text, play games, listen to music, watch videos, and of course be a cell phone. I know, I'm shocked. Cell phones used as an actual phone. These are all reasons why we dislike cell phones in the classroom. But let's start looking at reasons to keep them. Cell phones are internet devices. Many cell phones are becoming smartphones. And this has led to a lot of problems and a lot of dark areas in the classroom where we have to worry about students cheating and using them to find answers. However, this can be something great and enlightening for students. By integrating cell phones into our lesson plans, we'll be able to have students start feeling like they are part of the learning experience. One example is just having them using it as a search engine, looking for information. Another thing is emailing teachers, being able to contact us even if we're not around or busy. That way they will hear back from us at a certain point. In addition, those of us in the Midwest, with our weather being so lovely lately, can already have areas set up for students to start doing online learning and be able to do the assignments when not at school. So when they come back, no days have really been lost. Okay, before I start getting into apps and programs that you can use in the classroom, I like to talk about what's already on the cell phones. Most cell phones have a video camera on them that can be used to take videos of different projects. I've had many assignments where I've had the kids videotape themselves, upload them onto YouTube, and then show the class, and that way they feel the commitment and connection between the material and what they do for fun. You can also use a cell phone to help communicate with others. This can be just having people getting each other's numbers, that way they can call each other outside of class, or B, using the internet functions to have discussions with students outside of the state or country learning or discussing the same material. There's a lot more I could talk about what a cell phone can do that's already programmed into it, but I'd like to start discussing some of the apps. The first app I'd like to talk about is called Khan Academy Watch. Basically what it is, it's a app that has hundreds of videos on it. Apparently it says it has about 2,400 self-learning videos. This includes mathematics, science, humanitarian, test preparation, and talks and interviews. Any student can get on here in the middle of class, watch a video of something they did not understand or was not covered to their immediate liking, and relearn the material. That way they're caught up with the classroom. And it's the idea they can rewatch it, rediscuss it, and see what's going on. This is a great way to recover material that students have missed or didn't understand, and use this as a reinforcement tool for the classroom. Another app I'd like to talk about is called Molecule Viewer 3D. Now this one focuses more on science, so if you're in any other field I do apologize, but for every science person either teaching biology or chemistry, this is a really nice site or app to use. What it has is it has hundreds of different molecules that you can click on and get a 3D image. You can then move it around, manipulate it. That way students can see exactly what's going on and how it actually forms. I know it becomes very challenging for some students to see double bond, triple bond. How do these things relate to one another? It's a way to show it to them, have them be able to manipulate them, move them around, and get a good grasp of what's going on with a molecule themselves. The final app I'd like to talk to you guys about is AP apps. The one I use is AP Science, but there are many others covering all the different fields. What they do is they give you a brief coverage of it, the class material. They ask you questions that you can answer. They give you study guides, flash guides. It keeps track of how well you are doing and rates you. It's a really good way to do gamification in the classroom and have students become a little bit more involved in the material, feeling like they're actually seeing a reward right off bat. Whereas with a test, they have to wait a little bit, takes time, and they don't see as much. So it's just a good refresher course for those kids in the period of taking the AP. There are many other ones similar to it, but I'm only able to review this one for now. Now that we've discussed apps, I'd like to talk with programs that work with cell phones. One example of this is Schoology. Schoology is a website that is similar to Blackboard. Students are able to get online, ask questions, discuss with one another, post responses, and take online quizzes. There's a lot of different things that can be done with this. I have started working with this before and have even glanced the surface of it. There's a lot you can do with this website. A lot of students enjoy it mainly because it reminds them of Facebook and it gets them ready for college. Since classes like this are becoming more and more common, where we have to do online discussion posts and students are responsible for doing their work on their own instead of in a classroom where the teacher is informing them, you need to get this done. It's a great way to kind of transition into 21st century learning. The next program I'd like to talk to you guys about is PoolEverywhere.com. Pool Everywhere is really good because of one thing. You do not need a smartphone. Instead, any cell phone will work that can text. What happens is you go onto their website and you design polls for them. The students will then post their responses on the website and it's immediately seen by you. This is a great way to have discussions with kids and keeping the kids anonymous with one another. This kid does not understand the material. They might be afraid to speak up or discuss what's going on because they're unsure if they'll be laughed at by their peers. This Pool Everywhere is just a good site to look into. I recommend every teacher at least try it once. It gets kids motivated more than I thought possible. Students are motivated more when they're using the site and they feel the connection between it. And they're actually using a cell phone in a different manner that is good for the classroom. And those kids who don't have a smartphone still can participate in the material. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed yourself and learned something. By doing this, you'll just add another tool in your tool belt and hopefully be able to produce higher level learning in the classroom. Cell phones are just something not to be feared, but something to think about and how to use in the classroom. It's a great source to use. Take advantage of it, and I wish you all good luck. Have a good day.